I wake into a city where the birds, the dogs, and even the bees make sense, like subtitles turned on for the living world. My name is Daniel, and today I'm on call as an animal interpreter for the Harbor District. The first voice is the neighbor's dog, who asks for the good stick, promises to stop chewing shoes, and adds that the mail carrier smells like rain. On the railing, the Pigeon Council files a morning complaint. Loose wires, slippery ledges, and leftover bread too hard for older beaks. A honeybee lands on my sleeve, drawing a scent map for a safer flight corridor around a construction crane. I slow my words, keep metaphors to zero, and match their rhythms. This is less speech and more respectful pacing. At the harbor, a pod of dolphins waits to meet the fishing crews. The fishers fear torn nets. The dolphins worry about calves. Together we attempt timed quiet lanes and a whistle code for net opening. For the first time, I watch a handshake become a whistle across water, and the water nods back. The news spreads fast, less argument, more translation, and the city shifts like a door opening on smoother hinges. In the afternoon, I head inland to a hedgerow where cattle graze. Their forecow, a deep-voiced matriarch, sets terms for pasture rotations and shade. Some animals choose partnership over escape. A flock of sheep trades wool and seed spreading for winter barns and predator watchtowers, and we write it down as a contract. Chickens ask for dust baths, gentler catching, and quiet nights. They show me how a sudden light feels like thunder inside the chest. The hard questions arrive. Meat, leather, experiments, zoos. Now that we can talk, what counts as consent, what counts as harm, and who gets to decide? In the city, raccoons request latches that require 2 motions instead of 1. Fun puzzles, please, not traps. And promise to stop flipping every bin if we feed the alleys with compost hours. The Pigeon Council proposes a cleanup plan. Trade their map of litter hotspots for shallow water trays and corn on icy days. Suddenly, the parks shine. A classroom invites me to demonstrate listening first. A boy asks his cat what hurts, and the cat says, simply, the window drafts. At the big river, sturgeon elders speak in gravel-deep syllables about spawning beds ruined by dredge storms. Engineers nod and reroute the plan. A wind farm calls about bats. Together we set curfew hours for blade slowdown during heavy migration nights, tuned to the bats' echo weather. Bees teach me scent chords none of our languages owned. Rain promised, good thicket near, and the hilarious chaos of sunflower overload. Offshore, humpbacks remember shipping routes the way grandparents remember songs. We promise quiet lanes at certain hours, and they promise to sing warnings when a calf lingers. My father was a net fisherman. He taught me knots and tides. Now I teach him signals and pauses, and he laughs that listening is a better knot than any rope he tied. Not everything blooms. A smuggler tries to bribe ravens to ferry gemstones, and we set up a no-carry pact with glossy black witnesses on every rooftop. The courts create roles for animal advocates. Salmon petition for cool water refuges, and a judge agrees that a river needs shade like a child needs sleep. In my notebook, I keep phrases that change me. From a fox, hunger is a fast teacher. From an old mare, patience is a warm blanket. Street dogs ask for jobs, not pity, and the transit authority hires them to guide crowds at festival gates. Tail wags making better lines than any rope. A zoo invites a council. Some residents want transfers to sanctuaries. Others, too old or bonded, ask for redesigns. Larger spaces, richer choices, familiar voices. We listen. At night, I record the day and send small messages to the quiet network of interpreters. What worked, what failed, what we still don't understand. People say language is a bridge. Animals teach me it is also a mirror, showing how our choices look from the water, the sky, and the grass. The biggest change is not the talking. It's the pause before we act. The breath where we ask, does this work for you, too? And wait for an honest answer. We start redesigning cities with shade corridors and rooftop ponds, farms with hedgerow highways, harbors with whisper lanes, and schools with listening recess. A little girl once asked me, do we speak animal now, or do they speak human? I told her, we both speak careful. Late, I visit the pier alone. The sea breathes, gulls gossip, and a crab complains about cold ankles while I laugh into the wind. Tomorrow will bring another tangle. Another fence to move, turbine to slow, contract to write. But tonight, the world feels wider and closer at once. If this story opened your ears, subscribe, leave a like, and share it with someone who loves the living world as a neighbor, not a backdrop. Thanks for listening. See you in the next chapter.